All right, welcome back. Wanted to show you real quick in the book before we get started. So if you go near the end of the book, it has a really good detailed step-by-step how to play the game, which I think really helps. Set up the game, kind of follow this, and see how the icons and stuff work. Then the last few pages, it shows you the solo mode. So the AI is called Hastings, and this is how you run his modules. This is what you do. Next page, icons, quick recap of what they do. And in the Apple Hill module that we're playing, it tells you to reset both the Apple tracks, which are a generic resource used by anyone at the table in the Apple Hill game, and in the solo mode it'll just be me and the AI. So you move those backwards, you race his homestead, you get his rewards, and that is reminded right here. Reset those, move both those up one. Okay? So, Apple Hill, reset those, move both those up. Here are his traps, and this is his deck of cards. Now, the way this will work, we start with one card up. So, he's going to have a chance to dig and dig. Well, we know he's going to dig twice, which is very interesting. So, we'll get to that. And then he's going to try and move with the right explorer. And this fourth one, if you notice, is on this card, it's grayed out. Okay? So he's not going to do this unless he had the mule. So we'll get to that when it comes up. But this is his potential. And what we will do, let's see if I can move this down a little bit. There we go. Is when it is his turn, we'll flip the card over and it'll show us what he does. The 3 actions. And if he has the mule, he'll do 4. Okay. Here is my player board. Here are my traps right now. And we get to start in the solo mode. So we're going to mix this up. Draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to look at them. We're going to figure out what actions we want to do. Let's see. I want to definitely try to get up the mountain and get some better cards before they take them all. That's going to be movement. I'm not super interested in any of the... That one I am. Okay. That's expensive. Okay. So, I do want to get some shovels if I am possible. Alright. So if you see, you can slide this down. And you want just match the colors. Now if I did this, oh, that would put the bear there. Ooh. That would get me the mule. Okay. Don't need that action because I haven't trapped any. And this is unfortunate. Both those cards have foxes on them. This has a fox. So he's going to be able to trap on my foxes. But I get to take my turn first. Now, I do not have any of the lodges or cabins built yet, so we don't have to worry about that. So, which one do I want to go first? I don't think it matters too much. And I can't get... Let me double check. None of those cards had the boot icon. Yeah, I can't get that. So it looks like I'm just going to move. Which is fine for now. So we will go here first. He's going to go exploring. We'll send him exploring down that path. That'll give me 2 stone. I'm going to try to slide this down without being too disruptive. And I have everything set up over here. These are all the tracks, these are the resources, these are the cabins. I would like to get this green cabin because this means if you go here, you can activate the other green cabins that you might purchase later. So it is really good to get, and I'm sorry the glare is, but you can see here. There we go. So I'm going to adjust the camera and the lighting here in just a minute to try and fix that glare. I was getting it off the cards and now I put it here. But let's take 2 stone. And let's go back over here to my player board. Alright, so I will just put those there for now. And I'm going to go ahead and move this guy here. That gets me a single boot. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to keep the camera here. Oops. And I will move him here to explore and take a wood. And then I get the donkey. So when you go there, as soon as you go there, you just take the donkey from wherever it was. And this cabin is considered always built. And it's always ready to use. And if you have a gold, you can buy any of the basic resources. Now, this icon, if you can see, even here and here, it has 3 colors. That is the food and the wood and the stone. The 3 basic resources. So this would let you buy a resource. This would let you take a resource. We'll just stick him there for now. Now we have 2 boots. And we have 2 food. Or, I'm sorry, a food. Now since he made it all the way to the end of the path, we go here and it has this arrow. That means we can assign him to one of the tops of the cards to take a bonus action. You can also do that with the mule at the end. So now we're going to send this guy on the path, and this is a dig action or a build action that will let you acquire a card if you're on a face-up card, or to build a cabin. But I do not get that shovel unless I pay a resource. So let's go ahead and pay a stone. We'll set that here so that I can acquire that and move past it. Now I get to go and get 2 more stones, so I'll just take this one back and get another one. And then I get that, and I'm not going to pay these 2. I don't need another shovel right now, and I'll show you why in just a second. Now I have these 2. He cannot go up here. He's exhausted. He quit his journey. He went back to camp. But these 2 can be assigned somewhere. And I am going to wait on that because you can do these actions. It's kind of hard for me to show on camera, but you can mix and match as long as you complete an action before you take an action. So I technically have 2 boots I need to do and a shovel. And then I can choose if I want to assign these up here, or I could assign one of these now and then finish the actions, but really I need to finish these actions that I kind of skipped over. So let's do that real quick. One thing I did not do is go ahead and flip this over. This is the starting card. You choose one of the 6 at random. So 2 red and a green. We'll talk more about that later. But I'm going to take my man. I'm going to move him 1 boot, 2 boot. I'm going to try to get him up the top of the mountain. And then for the shovel, if you look right here, this part is just a little bit confusing at first. And I am trying to shield the light. Let me just twist it away. I don't know if it's going to work. So, when you get the shovel, you may build a cabin, and the rule book says you can use the shovel to buy or build a cabin. Look to see what extra resources you need to build. And so some people were getting confused. This one has no extra resources. It says, hey, if you have 1 shovel, you can build this. This one costs a shovel and a resource, a shovel and a resource, a shovel and a boot token. That does not mean that this costs the shovel plus the shovel to take the action. No. So, for 1 shovel I could do this, but I think I want this one right here. That looks like a pretty good one. So this says that I can turn, instead of gathering 1 wood, I could gather 2, and I could do that every time that I have this active and ready and I acquire wood. But it's going to take one of my shovels that I passed on my path and a good, so I'll just use one of the stones that I got. Put this on my player board. Now if you notice, this here says anytime this action is taken, anytime the build action is taken, this is removed. So if you did not build this one, this is removed. Now if you built this, then only one of these disappears. But this was not built, so we're going to discard it. we'll make a little pile of these and shuffle them up if we need to later. This does not go back to the box right now. So I'm just going to set that off to the side. These will slide down, and then we just fill back up, and that happens every time at the end of the shovel action. And if I were to get another shovel action, I could possibly come back and buy another one, but I don't know if I really want to activate that other shovel, do I? Oh, it's going to be expensive. But I think I may go ahead and do that. Let's go back to my board real quick. So back over here at my home board, I'm going to go ahead and just place this here. And I was thinking about saving some of these for some of these actions when I stopped here, but I think I may take that back and go ahead and spend 2 resources to get the shovel so that I can buy this green hut for the shovel and 1 resource. And I'll get rid of the wood. We'll hold on to the food, and I'll show you that real quick. I'm going to go ahead and do that there. I kind of forgot for a second that these would immediately fill up after the end of the action and slide down, so now I can afford this one. So these are the 2 stone to buy the shovel, and then this is the wood for that resource to get this. And then once again, this will be discarded. These will slide down, and then we fill up the offer, and here's green and here's a brown one. And you can never have 2 of the same like benefit, and you can never build over top of one of yours. Now if you do take damage from an attack from bears while exploring or something, and you have no means to prevent it, you can lose one of your cabins that you have built and then build back over it. But we are nowhere near that. We're not going to worry about that. I already have wood. I cannot buy that. And you cannot build over top of one you've already built. So I've already got 2 of mine taken care of, which is great. But I did not get any bonuses or anything this turn. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Since I only have 1 resource left, 1 food, I can't really benefit from using any of those. I don't have the resources. So I'm just going to pull all of my pieces back to my main camp and just leave them there for now. But it is now the AI Hastings' turn, and if you notice, we talked about this, he has a fox and it is highlighted. And if you look here at this icon, it might be hard to see. It says he's going to try to trap if I have a fox on my visible on my right hand card. So you have left, right, middle. And we do. That's why I said that was unfortunate. I hate to give him easy points early on. But here we go. So now he has this. Now we will ignore this. He doesn't need any regular resources. He will just get a gold every time, and a gold will be a point at the end of the game. So when he takes a trapper action, he will get a gold. He does that in reaction to my turn. Just like in a multiplayer game, you can do that with other players. I'll be able to do that possibly on him as well. So now it is his turn. And let's see what he is going to do. Let me see if I can move this down. I don't want to interfere with my space too much, but there we go. So he is going to do a shovel, 2 shovels, and a move. Now, since we have the second card pointing over here, this becomes the active card. This was not his plan anymore. This is now his active card. So this is the explorer that will be active, and he will do the build action, which is to build a cabin or a card explorer in the mountain. Well, his far right explorer is still down here, which means he goes over here and he takes the far right. Since right always, since he's the right one, you always go to the right. So you just take this. This is out of the game. This goes to him. And we will just put that over here somewhere. These will slide down like normal, and we fill up the market. Then we go to the next action, move. Now this is unfortunate. He will move all the way up the mountain. He does not have to go one card at a time to the face-up card. Now I could possibly choose, I'm just going to keep him on the right side. I do believe that's more logical sense. He will not take the fourth action because he does not own, does not own the donkey at the moment. Then he's going to dig. Now this guy is on a card, so he will reset and get this card, and that's unfortunate. I would have liked to have that card, but now if you see, this card here is able to be revealed. So there we go. And that's just a apple card. So he did not move up on any track, so I cannot track him or follow his action. This would now become the planning card, and if you look on the planning card, it's not my turn now. It's his. He's finishing up his turn. It's not my turn right now, but I can do my off-turn actions. So I could track and follow him if he went up a track, but he did not. But he does have animals in roaming in his area. So if you look right here, I can use either one of my people that are not assigned somewhere. Well, let's take this guy. I'll show you why in a moment. Now in a multiplayer game, you could look at anybody's board and see if they have an animal visible. So it is easier to make sure that you get them done in the multiplayer game. But I have to look here. He has the fox. So there we go. I am going to use this food that I had. I'm going to use one of the regular goods to set the trap and get the fox. That gets me gets rid of some negative points, and will also give me the potential to earn a free stone every time I take that action. So his turn's done, my planning's done. Let's get rid of those. I did that for illustration. These would go to the discard, and on a normal game, when my turn was over, I would say, guys, I'm about to finish up. Does anybody want to track or trap off of me? They'd look at my board, and if everybody said, no, I'm good, whatever, then I could remove my cards. I could go ahead and draw my cards and start my planning phase. So let's look at the cards I have. It is a lot of icons. It's a lot to take in, especially when you don't know what some of it means. So I'm going to take a moment, look at these, and figure out what I want to do. And real quick, before I go any further, I messed up. If you look how dull these are, so I'm going to flip over his deck and show you. Here's one that is bright. It's highlighted. This was not highlighted. He is not taking the trapper action. So that is a nice, since he got so many points already, that was nice little retrofit there. I think I'm ready. I did not have any gather wood on the green trail, which was unfortunate because I will not get to use the green cabin to get extra wood. That is also why I sent this person here, because you do the opposite person. They go to the cabin as like a morale boost or a helper or whatever. So if you want to help the green, you use the brown side token, and it has the icon right here below it to remind you. There we go. But we're not going to worry about that. This guy cannot go to a cabin because I have not built it, but also he's already active somewhere. He is not at the camp. Now we'll go ahead and stick the donkey down there, just in case I get a chance to use that gold or want to use that gold. Not sure yet. We're going to go ahead and send this guy out and gather 2 wood. Then we have the dig action that I'm not going to take yet, because now I'm going to go ahead and activate this guy. Once you've taken an action down here, they stay until they go exploring. Once they go exploring down the track, they cannot come back to camp. If they come back to camp, they're done. No more actions. You're going to the camp. The campfire. So he's going to go up here and start exploring. So he's going to get 1 movement. I'm going to slide the camera just a little bit so that we can move up the mountain 1. And then we're going to gather a food. Yes, please, take a food. Then we have 2 boots. All right, so 1, 2. Now I am on a face-up card. So now right here I must use a good. Okay, I'll use a wood to get past this obstacle, whatever it was. And this only pertains to the brown path. To go here and acquire a shovel. I will use that shovel to acquire this card. Now, this guy immediately resets back down the mountain. If anybody else was on that card, they would get reset, but they would get a little movement assistance token. These are worth victory points at the end of the game if you do not use them, but you can break these up into a 1 or 2 movement, but you cannot do it the other way unless you have a special ability. But now I have this card. I can choose, do I want to put this on top of my draw deck or my discard? Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and put that on top of my draw deck. I want to use that right away. Those cards are usually a little bit better than your starter cards. And now we get to reveal 2 new cards. Now, a new one of them was going to be apples, which is fine. And then we have here, gather apples. That might be something we need to go after so we can start gathering apples, using those for the special abilities. Although we haven't built our homestead up to gather apples from. Oh well. This is the wagon trail, and that is determined by the harvesting when you have the hand icon. So let's continue on. I have another boot action. I'm going to go ahead and use that, I think, with this piece of wood. And I'm going to slide the camera. Hope it doesn't shake too bad. Slide the camera right here. And for 1 boot and 1 good, I am going to improve my homestead and explore on the wagon. I'll just put it here, why not? So now at the end of the game, I will get 1 point for every scoring opportunity. But further down, you can get 2, 3, or even 4 points for your scoring bonuses. And we will slide back over here. Then we will continue on and we will get a piece of gold. Now, these are worth points at the end of the game, and you can use them in different ways to acquire goods that you might need. So yeah, they're very, very helpful, very good. Now, he made it to the end of the track. If I had 2 gold, this icon means if I had 2 gold, I could spend those 2 gold to move my wagon and ignore whatever's printed. So you get down here, that could be really good. This says you need 2 movement and all of these resources, and this says no, you just pay someone to move your wagon, and you just ignore all the other costs. That is awesome late game. Right now, it's not going to be beneficial to me. And now we're going to continue with this one. We get the trapper action. So we look at all the animals that we have trapped so far. It's just the fox, but we gather all the resources that are printed on it. And so we get a stone. Then we get here to the bear. Now, if we want to continue, which means, hey, we want this guy to climb the mountain to try and do some actions or something, we get to the bear, and you notice it's highlighted in red. It means that it's a bear attack. He's going to attack us. Now, this is considered, it's a little confusing in the book, the way they word it. They say it's a mandatory action. Yes and no. So when you get to the bear, you have 3 choices. Basically, do I want to continue down the path? So that's why I did not put this card over here and put it right there. I'll put it at the end. So if I want to continue exploring so I can go up the peak, then I must pay these resources. I must do this. Okay? If I can't pay the resource but I want to continue on, then I have to let him deal damage to me, which means I would have to lose a cabin or move my wagon back down the track. And I don't really want to do either of those. So you do have a third option. You can choose to run away back to camp to avoid the bear, which is what I'm going to do. So basically, think of it this way. You must immediately resolve it. It doesn't mean it's mandatory that you complete it or get past it. I'm going to run back to camp so that I do not lose a cabin. I do not lose my movement on the wagon because I do not need to activate all 3 of those cards anyway. Now, I have a gold. Do I want to buy a resource? Well, I do have 1 stone and 1 food. So I think what I'm going to do is, before I move this guy, I'm going to spend this gold here, and I'm going to buy another food. Then I'm going to send this guy up here, and it says, for 1 stone and 2 food, I may move up the food track. Here is the gold I spent to buy the wood, or the food, and here is the goods to move up the food track. So now this is worth 1 point times wherever my marker is at the end of the game. Also, I would get the donkey if I did not already have that. Now I do have that. Now in a multiplayer game, on the board I said you could trap or track, which is like follow. So if you wanted to follow me, that means you would follow me on this track, and instead of doing the donkey, you would get a free food. You would simply, since this is the food track, you would get a free food. And that is my turn. I don't think I'm going to do anything with the donkey. So now we go to Hastings. I'm going to pull these down here. See this? And it's not highlighted. He is not going to trap again. And this time he is moving the left explorer. He is going to build the leftmost cabin, and you've probably seen it off camera. Now this one was not purchased, so this brown one is gone. Now it's not out of the game. He did not buy it. We'll make a discard for it. So this one is his. This will go into the discard. And he will skip this action, shovel action again. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one now. Nope, he's going to go up on this homestead, and then he's going to shovel again. Well, first he is going to move up the gray track. Now I should note, I forgot to see this lock symbol. Only 1 player in any number player game, only 1 player may get their token up to the max 5 points. Here, everyone can. There's no lock symbol. Here, only 1 player may. Everyone else, you could all be tied here, but anyway, he will move up this track and gain a gold. We will put that in his stash, and I am going to do my track, or my tracker action, and follow that. So I'm going to use this guy again, and instead of going to the trap, I will go to the tracker, or the follow stalk. And I want to do that in case I get to use this cabin. Now, if you notice right here, it simply says, if someone goes up a track, you may follow them and get the good of that track for free. Since he went up the stone track, you can see it right there at the bottom, just barely. He went up the stone track, the gray track, I will get a free stone. Then he had another shovel, and he is the left, so he will get rid of this. Now this is a good one if you can get it, and I did not. If you remember on that 1 card I had last turn, let me get it out of the discard and show you. Here's a double boot. Instead of using that double boot, I could turn that into a token. The tokens can be held over from turn to turn, used whenever, but also they are points at the end of the game. So this will be able to upgrade these. Now if I had a single and a single, I could not do that because you must resolve that before you continue on. Yes, you can just add them all up and like accumulate them and spread them out as you need and want, but technically that is considered one boot, and then the other one will be considered one boot, and this is two boots, so you could change the two boot icon into a two boot token. It's a little confusing at first, but it's simply this icon for that. But he did that. He took that away from us, so we give that to him. That will be points at the end of the game. This one is discarded. And then we refill the market. Oh, I want to try and get that one. Yep, that is an amazing one. We'll try to get that. But that is his turn done, and he did not get the mule, so he will not take a fourth action. I apologize again about the glare. There's nothing I can really do. It's going to be in the way somewhere, no matter where I have the camera. Again, it's the fox. I already have the fox, don't need that. So this will move to here, and now we will have a chance to trap the bear. So we want to remember to do that next turn. So these are his plans. He's planning on moving possibly to move his wagon and take the special action here and all that kind of stuff. So draw 3 cards, and there we go. Oh, look at that. We've got 2 cards with wood in the green. So yeah, let me look at these, plan out what we're going to do. Be right back. So I stood these up just to remind us these are not assigned anywhere. He is assigned there at the tracker action, but we will assign this one. Since I only have, I could put it here, it doesn't matter, but we'll just do this and use the wood gathering cabin. We will put the donkey there. We will move our explorer here and start exploring on the green track. We will get 1 movement, which I will use to try and race up the mountain and get this card. Then we will gather a stone, and this is important. That is a token. Just like it looks on the card, it's a round boot token, so need that token. That is points at the end of the game again, but I'm about to use that. Food. We will take the food and then the wood, but this cabin will make that 1 wood, 2 wood. Excellent. And he made it to the end of his hiking, exploring track safely. Now this guy may go exploring, and boom, 2 wood. And you say, well, that seems weird. That is just 2 free wood. Yes, but on the tan track, to get some of the actions and get all the way at the end, you have to spend extra resources, so you get the free resources, the extra resources more often. Where here, I have to use a special cabin or special ability to get the special action. Now I will go here. I will go ahead and pay the wood to get the shovel, and I'm going to place my man here to say that I did pay and overcome that to get the shovel. And I will use that shovel in that boot to go to the market. So for a shovel and my boot token, I will grab this. This is an amazing tile. One time on my turn, if I get attacked by a bear at one of those gray tan paths where you have to pay to get past it or whatever, I can just ignore it. If there's any cost or anything, I just ignore it. I ignore the bear, and I am able to scoop past it and get a free boot token. That is powerful. That is amazing. This was not purchased, so this will be discarded. These will slide down just to keep the market refreshed. All right. Here, this one is pretty interesting. Now, these are in the book, page 24, 25, right here. Right here in the book, it'll show you what all of those are. And this one right here, whenever your Tan Path Pioneer uses a shovel, paid action, you gain a gold after resolving it. So, now, you remember, let's go back to the player board. If you remember, I just said how it seems strange that, you can get two wood here for free, but up here you only get 1. It's because these cost things. Now, if you build the cabin, sometimes you can avoid those costs. Now, this one, I'm only going to avoid the cost if it's the bear icon. So, if I have the opportunity, I want to put it over here and just avoid that. The 1 resource is not too bad. 2 resources, I can turn that into just a freeboot icon. That is amazing. That will go right there. Plus, that will basically earn us 3 points by doing that. And now he gets to continue exploring and get that. And now we get here, and this is a mandatory action. If I pay the resources and do this, then I need to, I can't skip it. I can't, like if this were wood, I could for some reason say I don't want the wood, I don't need it, which would be dumb. I don't understand that, but the book tells you, hey, when you get this icon, I guess especially if it was here, it's like you cannot skip it. You cannot say hey, you don't want to do it because this is the apple resource. And if you're able to do it, then you need to do it because the AI and other players can also use the apples. And I do think I want to go ahead and let's see here. I need 1 wood or 2 wood and a stone. I will keep 1 of each, and I will spend. Let's see. Let's do that. I will spend 1 wood, 1 stone to get the harvest action. I just look at how far my wagon has traveled. There are 2 red delicious and 1 Granny Smith, so 1, 2, and 1. And this explorer made it safely to the end of the track. I don't have any gold, so I don't really need to use the donkey this round. But what I can do, if I wanted, let's see, I don't have 3, but 3 of green apples, but I do have 3 of any color apples. And if I don't use them, the AI is going to use them. So why not? Let's just take this person, put them here. And I'm going to use all 3 of those apples I just harvested to turn that into a gold. Now, if I had more apples, I could do that infinitely number of times. But I only had 3, so I will take a gold. Now, do I want to... I don't think I do right now. I can always do this next turn. Let's just hold on to that. But we will send this guy to the top of this card. So 4, 1 stone, 2 wood. We can move up that homestead track to earn us some in-game points. We will move up this, and that will earn me a boot token. That is amazing. Also, that gets me some in-game points. Now, I can't remember if I said this before, but Hastings will never follow on these tracks, but he will trap animals. He just doesn't follow out here. All right, I think that is my turn done. Now, these guys are done, and I see that this is not highlighted, so technically what I would do is I would ask everyone, are you done? You done with my cards? I've taken my turn. I'm going to clean this up, get rid of this. So now my people are back at camp for their off turn so that I can play on other people's turns if needed, which I'm going to do. So the right explorer, well, he's going to move his way. I just moved that off camera, no big deal. He's next to me now. Then this arrow says the card icon. Well, what does that mean? Right here in the AI section, it says just perform the special ability of whatever module you're playing. Well, we're playing the Apple Dump or Apple Hill. So reset all the tracks. Luckily, I already spent all the apples. So it was a good thing I used them. But he's going to go up on each one of these tracks. And it does say specifically, if there are no apples, you still move him up on those tracks. Oh, this is not good. He will move up on both of those tracks and gain the reward. So he will gain 2 gold here, and his trap, he will go trap at animals. Well, if you remember, I thought he had trapped a fox, but he had not. If he had trapped any animals, you just give him a gold for each one. He has none, so for now, just 2 gold. So we got off pretty good there. This is like a community resource, as I showed on my turn, and you do not track or follow anyone here. You just you have to earn that yourself. Let's go back and finish his turn. Explorer on the right is going to move to the face up card. I'll let him take that one because I really want to get this one. I need to start moving up those tracks myself, but he will do that. Luckily, he's not digging it up this right now, but he has 2 shovel icons coming up, and we know he's going to take that card next turn, which is unfortunate. But also, before he ends his turn, we look and see there is the bear, so I will take and put... Let's see, I should technically have my cards drawn. Now, I only have 1 card left, so let's draw that, and then I need to shuffle up really quick and draw 2 more cards. 1, 2. Let's see, do I have the bear icon? No, I do not. So I do not have to worry about sending this guy to the brown cabin. So I definitely want to make sure I send this guy to the green cabin. And, yep, we've got a wood right there. So just in case, he will be ready to do that on my turn. So we will send this guy to set a trap for the bear. And again, I'm going to use food while I have food. I don't think the bear would care anything about chewing on this rock. So let's use the food and earn us 3 points. And now if we take the fur icon, the trapping icon, we get a gold, I guess, for the hide, selling the hide. And that is his turn done. Just like that, it is back to us. We have our 3 cards that we've drawn, and let me see what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and send the donkey there, and we'll put him on the wood hut and send this guy exploring to get 1 movement. Let's move our explorer up the mountain, get 1 food. Here we will get 2 movement, 1, 2, which is excellent. And then we're going to get a boot, but I'm not going to use it on my explorer. I'm going to use this one on my wagon. Now, it's just off camera, so let me just slide down here. And for 1 boot and 2 resources, I will move my wagon. Even though it's past this card, I'll double check to see, but I do believe that is okay to do. And I have not seen anything in any rules that say you cannot move your wagon past the cards. It's just that you have no card there to get the benefit if you do the harvest action. Now let's continue on and get a piece of wood, but this guy will turn that into 2 pieces of wood. And he made it to the end of this track. Now this guy can begin his exploring and get us to stone. And now we have a shovel icon, which I will use to acquire this card. And we're going to go ahead and put that right on top of our draw deck. And that did not reveal any new cards at this time. But we need to pay a resource. What are we going to pay? I think we'll just pay 2 stone and 1 food. I don't think it's really going to matter at this point, as long as I keep some of all of those. So let's just spend a wood to have earned that right. Then we will get us 2 food. Then we go here, and do I want to use that shovel action? That's going to cost me 2 resources. I want to move up these tracks. Should I have? I think I should have done things in a slightly different order. Don't know. But let's go ahead and do this. It's going to be expensive, but I think it will get the cabins done with over for us. So it's going to cost me 2 resources. Let's just do that. And then the hut, cabin I want to buy is going to cost me a resource. So let's go ahead and just use a food. Unfortunate. But that will get us this. The shovel and the extra resource I paid will get me, every time I get 1 boot, I can turn it into 2 boots. Not a 2 boot icon. Now, if you notice this has an infinite symbol. If I were to get a boot, I could turn that into 2. Then I could choose to turn those 2 into a token. Yes, if you had both of those and you had this, you could combo that every time. That is an amazing combo if you get it to go off. But I'm not going to get that to happen. I will take this though, put it on my board. That is plus 3 points. This one gets discarded. These slide down, and we refill the market. Now this one's strange. If you spend 2 boot icon tokens, you can move your explorer backwards a space, gain whatever is on that space, then continue back forward and gain whatever is on that space. So if you're able to, like if you have that combo where you're able to get those boots real easily, maybe you'd want to do that if it was something really good, but that seems like a high cost because those are points. So unless you've got really 2 good spaces that you can just double up on, that one seems a little risky to me. Where these obviously seem straightforward. All of those seem very good, straightforward to have. Then I will use my Donkey's Cabin ability to turn that into a food. And I will send this explorer here, and for 1 wood and 2 food, I will move up on the homestead track. We're up to 2 time points here, and I would gain the donkey if I didn't already have it, but I do. And it's unfortunate that I think he's about to take it away from me. My turn is done. I can't do anything else. I'm going to bring these back to camp. He is not trapping any animals, so I will remove my cards from the board. Discard those, and let's see. First off, move. So the far right person will move. He's already moved. He will just stay there. Does nothing. But he will move up that track, and then he is going to dig, which means he would get this card. Since this is an apple tree card, this goes directly to the bottom of the track instantly. And while I've got the camera here, let's go ahead and flip over 2 new cards. Now the mountain is much quicker for me to get up, and I think the game will start to speed up. So the card goes here, and now if you do a harvest action, you get those. Also, he moves up on the food track. I am going to... let me look at my cards. 1, 2, 3. I really should do this earlier, but oh yeah, I have a bear. I have 1 wood, not a lot of boots. I think that is going to be better to block, so we do not want to use the guy in the hat. We're going to use this one to get that free food by doing a follow action. There we go. And now, since he moved up on this track, he gets the donkey. All right, so he stole the only donkey in town from me. So what does the donkey do for him? Well, it activates last. You put it on the card, and you put it where the arrow was, basically, and say they're going to do this action. So now, the right explorer is at the bottom of the mountain, so he will take that, and since he took the far one, that's the only one that disappears, and we get a new one, and it's the same thing. There are duplicates of all of them, of course. And this is a rabbit, so I think I'm going to stick the other guy. I hate to avoid, because I don't have the rabbit. I may not get to avoid the bear this turn. Let's get the rabbit. We got to get the rabbit. So that will get us some food and 3 points. I needed to activate my brown cabin. I'm not going to get to do it. But that is his turn. We will see what that is. That, I believe, means the elk, the module specific. So yeah, we'll definitely want to make sure we can trap that. And I think that is his turn done. We need to try and get that donkey back from him, so he's only taking 3 actions instead of 4. And this was really unfortunate timing. I could have put this here, but I really needed the trap action, and the harvest action was not going to get me enough green apples to move up the green apple track, so why bother? So let's see what we're doing. Now these guys are already assigned off of the camp. Once you go below the fire camp, they cannot go down here into a cabin now. If I understand it correctly, I took my off-turn actions, so they cannot go to a cabin. But now they can go exploring, so let's go get 2 stone and a possible dig action. Well, I have no cabins. I can't get up the mountain, but I will, for now, move up the mountain. Let's see, let's go 1 space. Let's go right there. Now I've got my choice. Yeah, I really want to get that card before he does. Yeah, let's try that. And then we'll do 1 wood. Can't get the 2 this turn. Can't get the 2 boots this turn. It's really unfortunate. But I do get to steal the donkey back so that he cannot use it. Donkey is unassigned, so I'll go ahead and assign it down here. Get another boot, and I am just 1 movement away, which is unfortunate. I tell you what, I think I'm going to take that back just for a second, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and spin this. Kind of hate to do it, but I'm going to spin this token to move 1, 2. Then I will pay my resource. I'll pay the stone to take this card and put it on top of my deck. There we go. So that now I can move up the mountain and try to get this card. Then we will get a piece of gold, send him to the end, and then this person will do the trapper. So I get a food, a stone, and a gold because I have trapped those animals. A food, a stone, and a gold. That is pretty good. And then we get to the bear, and unfortunately I cannot get a free boot. I don't really need to go up there to do all 3 of those, so send him back to town. He does nothing. Now, let's see what we're going to do here. I got to start moving up some of these tracks. It's not super good, but let's go here. We will spend a food and a stone and a wood, and we will move up any track of our choosing. And I think it might not be the smartest thing to do, but I'm going to go ahead and do this and get a gold, because at least the further I move my wagon, that's free points. If it's down here, it's nothing. But I may focus on some of these to get them further up from now on. And I think I might as well, while the donkey is here, I'm going to spend a gold to get a stone, and I'll spend another gold to get a wood. Now I will send this donkey up here to the top of this mountain to get up again on the track I just moved up on. So I'll do that off camera, and by moving up that track I get a gold back. So that's not too bad. Remember, this guy did not finish his journey. He went back to camp, so he could not go to the top of the mountain. So technically he should be resting. These should be face up. And it shows up pretty good on camera. There we go. And I think I am done. I do not have enough apples to move up that chart, and there's not enough apples at the bottom of the board either. Unfortunate. Now let's see what Hastings is going to do. So he is not trapping, so I can send my people back to camp. And now they're done with my turn, but now they're in their their free action follow phase. Let's see. First, he is going to trap. He has trapped no animals so far. He will get nothing from it. That is amazing. Now, for instance, if you notice on mine, the bear normally gives you 1 gold. If Hastings had trapped the bear, he does not get an extra gold. It's just, did he trap an animal? Yes. Doesn't matter what it is. Every animal earns 1 gold for the AI, but he has none. That is a wasted action for him. Now he's going to take the left mountaineer and... Oop, nope, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong card. He is going to... Tell you what, let's do this. Whoop. That will make it a little bit easier on me. He is going to waste that, and now he will dig the left. Oh, that is a lot of huts he's building. Now, he did build one of these earlier, a brown one, I believe. It does not matter for the AI. You just do that. Then this will slide off, and this will fill just like normal. And then here is another. If you get 1 food on the green trail, you can turn it into 2. Then he's going to move his wagon 1 space. He does not have to pay for it. Do I want to trap? Yes, of course I do. 1, 2, 3. Let me see. Do I have a bear icon that I need to avoid? Nope, nope, nope. So we will take this guy. We will pay 1 food. And we will trap the elk, which when you harvest, you get 1 of each apple. Or when you take the trapper action. So this now becomes the active card, or I'm sorry, the planning card, and it is back to our turn. Let's go ahead and assign the donkey down here, and we will put this guy here on the infinity, or the green cabin here that says use all the green cabins, but you can use them once per turn. So basically it's letting you use the other 2. He will turn that into 2 movement and go 1, 2. He will get a stone, and we'll get a boot icon, and then this will turn that into 2 wood. And he is done exploring, and now it is time for him to go and get 2 wood. Excellent. Get a dig icon, but to dig I must pay 1 resource. Not a problem. Let's go ahead and pay 1 of the wood and get this card. We're going to put it right on top. This is, it does not, see, this is the harvest. This is going by what's on your wagon. This is just move up 1 on green, move up 1 on red. We need to start doing that so we can move up those charts. Now let's see, this card is uncovered. This card is uncovered. Let's go ahead and, yeah, that would be a good one. 3 red apples to move up the red apples, because we have a lot more red apples out than green. It looks like all the green apple trees are at the bottom of the mountain, which is unfortunate. Then, do we want to do a harvest phase? Let's see, that would be 3 red and a green. That is not enough to do this. That is not enough to do this. Why pay for the resources? Why? I'm not going to bother. He'll go back to camp. But I will send this guy up here, and for 1 stone and 1 stone and 2 wood, move up on the homestead track. Now, looking here, it's going to be the special token again, the elk, which I already did. So I don't need to trap. So I don't need to hold on to a resource. So I'm going to spend these 2 to get any resource. Doesn't really matter. Why not get 1 of each? So I move up on this track from the mountaintop card that I spent, the 2 wood and the stone. I get a boot token. I'm immediately going to spend that and my 3 resources, like so, to advance my wagon up, because I need it 2 movement and 3 basic resources of any of my choosing. I have no more resources. Does me no good to move the donkey up there. Let's move all these back to camp. is he going to... Ooh, now this time he is going to trap. And look at this. I stuck it in the wrong place. So do I have an animal in that card slot? Yes, I do. So we just find the beaver. He caught a beaver. So I'll just put that up there off camera. It doesn't really matter. And we'll do this. And I've already taken care of that, so I can clear this out of the way so there's no confusion. Let me go ahead and look at my next 3 cards. See, I got the bear icon there. That would be good too. Yeah, so I probably want to try and avoid the bear, which means if I trap or follow, I'm going to do this guy. He's not trapping for sure, but maybe following. So, first off, we'll do the special ability. There are no apples to reset. He will move up 1 on each of those tracks. I'll do that off camera. Next, he will trap. He has 1 animal trapped. He will earn 1 gold. I'll just put that off camera there. Now, the leftmost person is going to move up the mountain to the leftmost top available. And that's it. He does not have the donkey, so he does not get to dig up that card this turn. So that was really not that bad of a turn for us. No animals for us to potentially trap, but he will be moving up at least 1 of those. Yeah, this turn he'll be moving up at least 1 of those, so we want to make sure we have 1 of our people available to follow that. And if he moves up both of them, then we have both of our people available because there's no animal. I was really hoping to get a shovel, was not able, but that's okay. We will send this green path explorer to the brown cabin. I know that's a little strange, but there we go. So let's go and get a stone and then harvest. Do we want to harvest? Well, I definitely want to continue down the track, so we will spend this stone. So let me slide over and do the harvest action. We look at where our wagon is, we go down, and any cards to the left, so we're going to get 3 red and 1 green. So if I slide over here, 3 red, 1, 2, 3, and 1 green apple. That is what the harvest action does. And remember, those apple resources are used by everyone at the table, and in a solo game, it's used by Hastings, and he will reset them a lot. So if we have the chance to use them, we will. Now we will get a food, and a stone, and a gold, and 1 more of each apple. So I will put these here, and I will do the apples off camera. So instead of 3 and 1, we now have 4 and 2, and then, we get to that evil bear icon. But look, remember, I can now avoid it. Avoid paying the cost, avoid everything about it, and instead, I get a boot icon. Now, the only thing I'm not 100% sure on, I will double check, someone can let me know, is does it mean that you do not get to continue on? You just avoid it and get the token instead, so when you go back to camp, you get that. But I think it says to cancel the cost. That is my understanding. If you look here, when on the tan path icon lands on the bear hazard pay, you may ignore the cost to resolve it. So it does seem that we get to go past it without paying the cost and also get the reward of the boots. That is very, very powerful. Now he gets to do his exploration. We get a food and we get a wood. We don't get the double wood because this person is done with their exploring. They can't go down there now. You got to do that at the beginning of your turn. Then here we're going to get 3 green apples. So we're going to increase the market. 1, 2, 3. So now we have 5 green apples. Then we're going to get 1 movement. We will move our explorer up here. We will get 1 more gold nugget. And we might as well send the donkey down there. Forgot to do that. So we've got lots of different goodies. Let me see. I do have enough that I could move the wagon right now. Or I could move the wagon. Instead of spending all that, I could spend 2 gold. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And I can only do that once, though. This I can do multiple times. So I might as well use those up. Yeah. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. First, let's move this guy here. I will spend these 2 gold. So instead of using anything printed on the board, I'm simply using the 2 gold to replace the cost and moving my wagon. Also, I'm going to move this over here close to me for when I move the camera back, but instead of paying 2 boots and 1 of each good, I just spent the 2 gold. Now let's go back to my board, and we're going to use both of these, I do believe. So, first off, let's use a green apple to get a free stone. That sounds good. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I could get 2 gold. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a stone. Using this because it's infinity. And then just go 1, 2, 3. Here, use any color apple to get a gold. Yep, I will do that. And then I'll go 1, 2, 3. And get another gold, and let's just use that one again and use that last green apple before anybody else gets a chance to take it from me and get a free stone. That was a pretty amazing turn. I'm stocked up, ready to go for next turn. He's going to trap the animal that is in the right hand side. All of my cards had animals on them. There was no way to stop it unless I put the deer over there, but I wanted to get that there. So unfortunate for me to go up the mountain for free and use up all the apples and get the shoes. I ended up giving him a bear, but unfortunate. I could have put an elk there. I could have swapped the 2 cards and stuck the bear here, but then I would have had to pay 2 resources to get all those apples. I don't know. I will give him the bear for that. So, wagon wheel, he will move up once on the wagon wheel. Then he will move up on the gray homestead track and the stone and the food. And then that is it since he has the mule. So I will definitely follow. Let me see. I need to draw my cards. There's 1. 2, 3. I do not have the bear icon at all, so I do not need this guy. So he is going to follow. So, gray and the stone and the food. Let's move him up on the stone, get him a gold, and move him up on the food, and he is going to steal the donkey from me. So we will put that up next to his board, which is not a problem at the moment. I will follow. I think I'm going to follow on the food track. Get me a free food since I already have so many stone. And now it's back to our turn already. So I'm going to look through my cards, see if I can move up on some of these tracks, get the donkey back before it's his turn. It's a little unfortunate. Even if I harvest, I'm not going to get enough to move up on the tracks because I spent all those apples for resources, but that's the way it goes. This time, he will go here. He will go exploring, and he will get 2 boot icons. I'm going to use the wood and the meat and the stone, 1 of each resource. And if you notice right here, I need 2 boots. Let's see if I can slide without being too shaky. 2 boots, 1 of each resource. Slide right over. And why do I get that? Because I can turn 1 boot into 2 boots. 1 movement into 2 movement. So 2 movement. And then I get 1 of each resource, move up. So now all of my scorers, in-game scorings will be times 3. That's pretty amazing. Then I get a food. Then I will get a boot token. Nice. Then I will get 1 2 wood because of the other green cabin. And then this guy is done. Let's just take him to the end of the track, and we will send this guy to get 2 more wood. Then a dig action. Yes, I absolutely want to take a dig action. Let's use one of the stone to take this card. That's going to allow us to move up on the red track. It's more in-game points, so we definitely want to do that. That's also got a harvest action, so we could get enough apples. This right here, you can only do it once. It doesn't have the infinity symbol, and we have at least 3 red apples, so yep. If we can get that to work out, we reset this guy. There's no new cards showing, so we really need them to grab one of those apple cards. Those will not get them points at the end of the game, so I want him to grab those and get them out of the way for me. That's another reason I did not mind using all those boots to move my wagon. Then we're going to get a movement. Let's go ahead and move up the mountain and start heading towards some of these cards that will be flipped over soon. And then we get here. Do I want to harvest? You know, I think I do. I can only spend a max of 2 wood there anyway. Let's go ahead and spend 2 wood to do the harvest action. Let me go ahead and take this guy and move him over here. And once again, my wagon is way past the cards that we have so far. So 1 2 3 red delicious and 1 green Granny Smith. There we go. That is the harvest action taken care of, and I spent the 2 wood to do that. Now if I can get him to uncover some of these cards, this guy is ready to go up there, get some more cards. Now if you notice, this is a little expensive, but if you have 2 green and 2 red, you may choose, you do not get to do both, you choose which track, and you may move up that track and gain its reward. Well, we only have 1 green apple, so we can't do either of those, which is unfortunate. But we can do this. We'll send him to the top of the mountain. We'll send this one down here to rest, and this one will spend our last 2 wood and a food to move up on that homestead track. 2 wood and 1 food to move up on this homestead track, and the reason that is so important is now that is 3, and our wagon is at 3, so we just earned 3 points from going from 6 to 9, and we get to take the donkey back from the AI, so he doesn't get the 4th action this turn, hopefully, unless he takes it back. And if you're yelling at me, I'll try to put a timestamp when I edit. I forgot that this triggers last. He did steal this from me, so he should have taken the 4th action last turn, which means this would be reset. So there would be 1 2 extra apples on the market. So I have adjusted the market, added the 2 red apples, and now we have 2 cards to flip over. Nice. More advancement on the red apple market, so that's good. So yeah, he would have done that already, so that is nice. That is beneficial. And I think my turn is done. I've done this. I stole the donkey back for now. And as long as he doesn't take... Oh yeah, that's not the food. So yeah, we should be okay. Alright. Yeah, let me see. Is he going to trap an animal? He's going to trap whatever's on the right. Well, that is the beaver. So we do not have to worry about that. So let me just clean up my board a little bit. Get this stuff out of the way. And wagon wheel, he will move up 1 space for free. Gray stone and the wood market. So he's going to move up both of those. I will definitely follow on something. Which one am I going to follow on? 1 or with 3. I do not have the bear icon, so that means we will follow with this guy to get us a free resource. Let's see what it's going to be. So Hastings will move up on this track and get a boot. move up on this track and get a gold piece, and I think I'm going to follow on this track and get a piece of wood because I don't have any, and I think I'm going to need some at the end of my next turn. Now, while it would be nice to follow for both of those and get both of the resources, I really can't because, well, you can't do that, but I need to activate this, and he is done with his turn. So let's begin by going here. Actually, instead of using one time, I'm not going to get the benefit either way, but let's just go there. Send the donkey there, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a moment. Let's begin with a boot that will now be a 2 boot, so let's move 1, 2. Then we will get a stone, and we will get a gold, and we will stop there. Even though I could get 2 movement boots, I don't think I want to, because I think I want to get this. So let's go here and get 2 wood. Then I will spend, let's see, I need 2 wood, 2 stone, and 2 food. Right now I have everything. I'm going to pick up some more food, so let's spend 1 of the food to get the shovel action so that I can pick up this card. That will be beneficial next turn, plus that is points at the end of the game. Let's uncover that. See if I can also steal this card before he does. All of the cards like this are worth points at the end of the game. These are not. So I want to try to steal that card from him. Then we can continue on and get 2 food. And then I will get a boot. And I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 of my boot tokens. And I'm going to just slide the camera. Hopefully it won't be too shaky. Oh, and there's glare. Sorry. But we're going to move 1 and then use our boot token to get him back up on top of the mountain again before the AI can get over there. That is excellent. Then we will take another stone, and then we will come here, and we're going to dig. Now let's see, we need 2 stone is all we need at the end of our turn, so let's go ahead and use 2 stone to get that other card at the top of the mountain. There we go. We'll put that on top of our deck. And we have 2 new cards that will be exposed, but I'll do that possibly later. Now we can go to our end of turn. Well, let's see. We have 2 food and a stone. Then we have a stone and 2 wood. And we easily have 3 red apples. So we're going to go up the wood track and the food track and the red apple track. So let's look at that. And remember, our wagon is at the 3-time spot. So each one of these is going to earn us 3 points at the end of the game. So we will spend 3 red apples to go up the red apple track, which also gets us 2 gold. So there's even more points at the end of the game. Then we will go up this track, so that's 3 more points, plus another point, we get a boot token back, and then we will go up the food track, which would earn us the mule, but we already have the mule. But if we can get up here, we can block him from getting those extra points. That would be amazing. And that will end my turn. Let's go ahead and flip up these cards that I revealed when I took that last card. So we will force him to pick up the apple tree cards. We'll focus on the point cards. But that is it for my turn. Now let's go check on Hastings. So before we completely end our turn, we have to look and see here. This is highlighted. The left, he already has trapped a beaver. That is why I put the beaver here and the rabbit there. That's a little bit mean of me, but that is a way for you to game the AI. So we can put our pieces to the camp to rest. I'm going to go ahead and draw my 3 cards. And we do have the bear icon. I only have 1 wood and 1 boot, so yeah, I think we'll be using him as a follow action if we get the opportunity. So, what is Hastings going to do? He is going to move his wagon. Well, he's caught up with us. If you delay the game at all, Hastings is always going to get his wagon all the way to the end. You cannot stop that. It is always a taken action when it shows up. Then he's going to move up on the brown, or the wood, and the stone. But we did block him. Yes, we blocked him from taking the 4th action. So he's going to move up on the wood and the stone. And I am definitely going to follow that action with this person. Wood and stone. Let's go on. Let's see. I don't have. I'm actually going to do stone, and it is strange, but I'm going to take the stone, and you'll see why on my turn. But let's go over to the board now for Hastings. And as said, he is going to move up on the wood track, which would earn him a boot token. And he will move up on the stone track. He is getting close to the top on that to block us off. He will earn a gold. And I followed him on this track to earn a stone. And that is his turn. His turn is done. Now, I'll show you what I was talking about on my turn, or earlier with the stone. None of these cards are going to earn any stone. I was completely out of stone, and none of these are anything but apples except for this one, and it's 1 stone, 1 wood. So I needed the stone. If I was going to use this, I needed the stone. So let's look at his new card. He is going to trap whatever animals on the left. He's already got the bear, and he doesn't do the elk. So it doesn't matter what order I do these, but I know I want this one here because I want to get the trapper action, and I want to put the bear right there to avoid the 2 resources, get the free boots. That is amazing. There's another boot, or I can get apples. Ooh, bunch of apples. That's lots of wood. I also need some red apples, so that would be. I think I'm going to have to pass on the boot token because I have enough of them right now, and do it this way, which means this person is going to go to the bear hunting cabin, and he is going to prevent that bear from getting us, and we're going to send the donkey there, and we are going to begin our turn by getting 1 movement. It's not quite enough to get up there, but we will be okay. We'll deal with that in a moment. Then we get the harvest phase. We need to spend a good. What are we going to spend? Well, we're going to spend a wood because we can get the wood back. So we'll spend the wood to get the harvest action. And I'll do that in a moment. I'll come back to that. While we're here, we'll do the camera here. So we will go ahead and get 1 food, 1 stone, 1 gold, and 1 of each apple, which is going to be too many, but now we get to avoid the bear and take a free boot token. And before we move him up here, let's take care of this harvest and these apples here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can only ever have max of 6 of any color. Then we get 1 green, and then this would earn us another red, but we can't. But we will get another green. There we go. Now, I may have wasted a few apples by continuing him down the path, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. If I had left the person here after the harvest, put this up here, taken him up, put him up here, spend some of these apples, then I could have gotten that extra red apple. But I really think 2 resources and the free boot token is well worth wasting an apple. So that is that explorer's action. Let's get 1 wood Let's get 3 green apples. I'll do that off camera. You just saw that board, so now it will be up to 6. Both those are maxed out. We get another boot, and that explorer is on that card. I will slide over just to show you he moved up the mountain. Excellent. Come back over. We will get a piece of gold. We are rich, and we are done exploring there for now. So we absolutely want to spend 3 red apples to move up that track once. So I'll just do that off camera, taking us down to 3 apples and moving us up on the red track. But moving up the red track, oh, and I can't reach them. There we go. Moving up the red track will also earn us 2 gold. Awesome. We can only do that once. Now, let's go ahead and do... Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. 1 of each resource. I already have those, so I'm going to spend them. But we're not going to do that track just yet. Let me see. Do I want to spend any green apples to get some wood? I think I do. I think I want to... I think I'm going to spend 1 gold to get another food. And I will spend 1 gold to get another stone. And this may be unfortunate because I bet my free wagon movement is coming up, but I think I want to go ahead and get this knocked out. I got tons of resources that turn. So now I have 2 stone and 2 food. I will move him up here, and I will spend all 6 of those green apples because I am stingy, and I am going to take me 4, 5, 6 wood because I can. So now let's go take care of this and take care of the wagon movement. Here is a boot token for 2 movement, and then I have my 2 food, 2 stone, 2 wood, and I will move to the end of the track. All of my scoring bonuses will be times 5. That is awesome. Maybe if I waited another turn or 2, I would have got to move for just 2 gold, but it's not a guarantee. Depends on how the cards come up or if the game lasts that long. Now I need to move up a track. Now I am hoping that he has moved up this track about as much as he's going to. I'm afraid if I don't move up this track, he's going to pass me. He's going to just jump past me all of a sudden. He hasn't been moving up this track any. I could go ahead and secure me those 5 points, or I could try to do this. I'm trying to remember how many of those cards I have. It doesn't seem like I have many of these cards. So I guess let's go ahead and secure those 5 points. That will give me the mule, which I already have. Maybe this would have been better. We will see. But for now, that's what I'm going to do is move up on that track with those 1 of each resource that I spent. And that should end my turn. Let's see what Hastings is going to do. We can go ahead and pick these up because if you notice, he is going to trap whatever animal is here. There is none. So I can pick these up. Let's go ahead and prepare my off turn. Let's see, I'm going to be able to move up twice on the gray track. Oh, if I would have moved that, I almost moved that this turn. And if I had, I could have passed him. Oh, that's unfortunate. But that is the way it goes. I have no bear. So if I follow, I will follow with this character there. Good to know. And yeah, he's going to catch up with me. It's unfortunate. Well, there is his wagon. I will look up and see what happens if he gets the wagon icon again. I think it's just a nothing. He does nothing that turn. So it's a wasted action for him from now on. Now he will move up on the homestead food, which is unfortunate. Let's see, do I want food or do I want wood? Yeah, I definitely want food, so I think I will track him down, get some food, but he will steal the donkey from me, which means he will do the fourth action. Next, he will do this. Is he on top of a card? No. So he will move. There we go. And then he will move up on that track and catch up with me. I did it off camera. He will get a boot token. Now, that is his turn done. And finally, he's got his beaver trap token showing. He's not going to trap any of my animals, so I can finally get that taken care of. Next turn. Okay, let me look at my cards again and see what I'm going to do. It looks like this turn is going to be relatively straightforward, but I am going to miss out on a few actions. So, put this guy here. I don't need both boots. I'm not going to use them. It doesn't really benefit me any at all. The wood would be more important, but here we go. Now, let me slide this over. He is already on the card I want to get. The wagon is already at the end. I don't have any need for those boots. So technically I have two boots here that I could use, but I have nothing to use them on. No way to turn them into anything. So once I move past this, they're gone. They're lost. I cannot use them. Sometimes I do things out of order just to keep me from moving the camera, but technically, like I said, you must resolve that space. So this will get me 2 wood. Now I can get the donkey back, and I'll go ahead and put him down here. I'm going to hold off on that, and I'm going to start this guy's exploration and get me 2 stone and get me a shovel icon. Do I want to use the shovel icon? Well, yes, I do. I can spend the 1 wood and the shovel, and I will slide, sorry about the camera, to get this card, spend red apples to get wood, which it's okay, but the big thing is you can harvest apples or do the big harvest. Put that on top of my deck so it will come up soon, and let's see, I'll leave it right here for now. Then I'll get 2 stone, and I'll move him here and leave him for now. Then I'll get 1 movement, and that is, well, nope, I'm not going to do that either. I'm going to spend a boot token. Yes, it's points at the end of the game, but I'm going to move 1, 2. Then I will spend 2 of my excess wood that I got from those apples last turn to dig up this card, and this card immediately goes to the bottom of the board, but that will reveal the 2 cards underneath, which is what I want it to do. Now I can spend that 1 boot. Now, which card do I want? I really do need to try and move up this track if at all possible. But this is going to give me more harvesting. I don't know. The last card I just got me some harvesting. So let's try that. Let's see if we can get moved up on. I haven't even moved up one of the tracks, and that is the green one. So there's no points at the end of the game. Now we will get 1 food, and this exploration is done. So let's see, we have 2 stone and a wood. We have 2 stone and a food. So I can do both of those, but I have no green apples, so I can't use that, so that's useless. So, do I want to spend any of my gold on resources? You know what? I think I will just go ahead and spend 2 gold for next turn. I'm losing points this way, but hopefully it will pay off just to get me an extra stone and food. So now we will go here and here. So 2 stone and a wood, 2 stone and a food, and we're going to move up twice on this track. 2 stone and a wood, 2 stone and a food, and we get to move up this track 1, 2, and that will earn us 2 gold back. If I had last turn moved this, I could have passed him. So we got to hope he doesn't move up this track before I get the chance to. Now it is unfortunate that he's not trapping, so I can pull these down. But it is unfortunate that I had a free person, but I wanted to get the extra resource, and I didn't really need it. I did not really need the wood. I should have put this person here and trapped that beaver. That is my mistake. I thought about going back and fixing that, but I'm not going to. He should have 2 or 3 of each animal, and that is the only one of that I've seen so far. So hopefully it will come up before the end of the game. We will see. But it's not this one. Alright, so the right player will do a dig action, which is just points for him. He will take that tile, and these will slide down, which I don't really care about anymore. I have mine filled up. It just gets him points at the end of the game for every one of those cabins that he has. Now the right person will move up the mountain, and then he will move up the wood track, which gets him a boot token, which is in-game points. And do I want to follow that and get a piece of wood? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to trap. I mean, I might as well. 1, 2, I need to shuffle my cards. I have a decent sized deck now. Let's see what we have. Do we have the bear icon? No, we don't. We have some 1 wood. I have to figure out which one of those movement. I don't know. I don't know that it's really going to matter which one of these I do. That would get me bunches of apples, and yeah. So I want those on the bottom, which means it would be this. Yep. So it's not going to do me any good with either one. It doesn't matter. Let's track. Sorry to do that thinking on camera, but he is moving up on the wood track, so I get a piece of wood, and that's his turn. I moved him up off camera. That goes there. He will be trapping, trying to trap the animal next turn. So I think I did switch it up just a little bit, but it's not going to matter that much. Don't need to send him to the hut, so let's go ahead and pick both of these up. Set them off exploring. That is 2 food. The reason I'm doing this one first is I'm going to stop here, pay a resource. Let's see, I'm going to get more food. I've got a bunch of food. Let's spend the food to get the shovel icon, which will get me the card just off camera right there. Boom. Dig this card. Put it on top of my deck. That is the shovel icon, and now I can do this, and with that 1 foot, move there. Now you can split the actions up and move the pieces around in any order that you want to get the actions and icons that you need, but you just finish the icon before you continue. So let's go ahead and get that 1 wood. That did cost me 1 wood, but I really wanted to dig that up first. So now I will go 3 apples. That will max out the red apple inventory. Now this will be a wasted boot. I'm not going to use it for anything, which is no big deal. I'm going to stop there. I don't want to go to the harvest space yet. Let's get another food, and he has completed his journey, this explorer, this pioneer, and we are going to go ahead, before I do this harvest, let's go ahead and go up here. I can infinitely spend red apples to get wood. Well, I am looking off camera, you can't see. I am looking, and there are 5 from the harvest. Why not go ahead and spend all 6 that are currently in the market and trade them in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wood. Do I want to spend any gold? I don't know. Let's spend 1 gold for 1 stone, just so that we have a few resources of everything mixed in here. Okay, then we will go here, spend 2 of those wood we just got to take the harvest action, and I will do that in just a moment. We're going to go ahead and put this guy up here and spend the 1 wood, 2 food. 1 wood, 2 food. I'll hold on to that. We need to do this harvest action, and then he is going to do the green apple action. So I'm over here, and I noticed I'm already maxed out on this, and I already own the mule. I can't steal the mule back from him by taking this action, so I'm not going to do that action. I'm going to save those resources. But I am going to harvest right here at the bottom of the screen 1, 2, 3 green apples, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red apples. And then using my summit card, I will spend 1, 2, 3 green apples to move up. Oh, my first step on that, but that gives me the trapper action. I get to go trap my animals again. So yeah, we did not do this. I did not pay the 1 wood and 2 food to go up that track. It was not, or that level, it did not make any sense. I just did this, and it's going to let me get a food and a stone and a gold, and then 1 more red and green apple. So I will put those over here off camera. The red apples are at 6, and the green apple is at 1, and I think that may be my turn. I've got too many resources. Maybe I should not have spent some of that gold, but we will see if it comes back and hurts me, because the resources are not worth anything at the end of the game, where the gold is worth 1 point. I'm hoping that the beaver will come up soon, and I'm hoping that I can get cards where I can move up on these tracks and score some points. Well, we see he wants to trap this card. There is nothing. Next 3 cards, and let's see, no bear. I do have 1 wood. I have some boots. The boots aren't going to be that big of a deal now. The wood is not that big of a deal now either, so I don't think it matters either one. I will get to go up these tracks as long as he does not beat me. That will be fantastic. So I need stone. Need stone. At least 1 stone. I think I have everything I need except for 1 stone, and I can get that easily on any of these cards. So let's focus on the apples. Oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be great. But we got to take care of Hastings first. So we go here. That is a wasted action. Well, he's not doing that anyway. My fault. He's going to move up on the wood track, and he will beat me there. That gets him. Unfortunately, another boot. And he has locked that board. We will look at that in a moment. And he's going to go up on the food, which is unfortunate. He will steal the donkey from me. Then he will, the far right explorer, will take this card. It immediately goes to the bottom of the track. And these 2 cards are now revealed. And the game will be coming to an end soon, because he is already standing on the last apple card. And when he buys that, I do believe that will end the game. And now that he has this, he would take the wagon action, but he can't move any farther. It is done. And that is unfortunate. There's no beaver. I messed up on 1 turn. It's going to cost me 3 points, and I hope that does not cost me the game. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hopefully I can get another turn or 2 in. Next turn looks like it's going to be pretty good. So as you see, he can't move up any further on there, and he can't move up any further on here. He will just get the rewards from now on. And he beat me here. That is very unfortunate. Oh, I'm kind of frustrated about that. But I think I'm going to use one of my, it doesn't really matter, I'm going to use this one. And I will track here on the food and get me a food and put that on my board. And I think I'm ready for my turn. Let's just go ahead and get both of these people started and go 1, 2 for 2 more stone. and a dig action, let's use one of these mini wood that I have accumulated to acquire this card. Do I want... It will give me some harvesting. I don't really need the food. I really need to go up on tracks. So I think, weird enough, even though it's going to give me a bunch of apples, possibly. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this in my discard and not on top of my deck. Then, let's just go ahead and move him onto that card, because if you can see with the glare, that would give me the possibility of moving up on a track. But I don't have any more dig actions, which is unfortunate. And then I will move here and I will spend the 2 wood to do a harvest action, which we just added a new card to the track, so we'll do that in just a moment. Then we have movement we don't need. I really wish I had the one where it says turn 2 into a token. That would have been good at the end of the game, where these are better at the beginning of the game. That is, I've already moved everything. That is unused. That is another stone, and I've already paid for that. So now I can't do that. Yes, I can. So let's see. Now I have more food. So let's go there, and let's go there. So this is 2 stone and a food, and this will be 2 of each apple to go up on a track. So 2 stone and a food to move up on this track, and that will max me out. He can't move up on it anymore. He will just grab a gold. I get a gold for doing that also, but that secures me the 5 points from that track. And now we're going to do the harvest. 1, 2, 3, 4 green apples. 1, 2, 3, 4 green apples. The red apples don't matter. It's already maxed out. But I can spend 1, 2, and 1, 2 to move one of these tracks up. I don't think it really matters which one. Let's see. That will get me 1 gold. It'll put some more. He's probably going to clear the board of apples anyway. I don't need apples by going. That would give me 1 gold and some food and some. I don't really need. Let me slide over here and show you what I'm talking about. If I take the trap action, I could get 1 food, 1 stone, 1 gold, and some apples, 1 of each. But I think he's going to clear the board. And this is just going to be multiplied by my wagon. So either one's going to get me the same point, so might as well move up this to get the extra gold, because the gold is a point in itself. He is not trapping any animals. I did not get the mule from him, so he'll take all 4 actions, unfortunately. That is a little sad. Let's see what he's doing. Alright. First, he will do clear the board. So we remove all of those. He will move up once on each of the apple tracks. I think I may actually lose to him this time. Playing on camera is a lot harder. Let's see. Trapper. He's going to get 2 gold for those 2 animals he has. He's going to excavate or buy. He's using the left person, so he will get the last apple card from the board, and he will move on the wagon. But I do like how it seems like several times the 4th action has, it's weird how it's worked out. It hasn't hurt him as much. And unfortunately, that is the game. Let's see. And there's the beaver. It would have been 2 more turns. So that cost me 3 points at the end of the game because I missed it. I'm 99% sure if I was not playing on camera, I would not have missed that. But when the last apple card, each module is a little different, but when the last apple card is placed here, you finish the round so that all players, if you're playing a 4-player game, you know, if the first player put that there, you go until everybody around the table has an equal number of turns. But in a solo mode, I mean, I'm always the first player. and so that would end the game. I do need to see, let's see, he did not move up any track. I cannot trap, I cannot, so yeah, I've got a bunch of leftover goods. Alright, but that is the end of the game, so I'm going to clear some of this out. Here's a look at the board so far. So these two cards would have turned over. That could have got me up the green track. Now that I have some green apples, this would have done either one. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. But we will clear those out. Don't need those. And all we really need to know is that we are both at the 4-time. I think at one point I said 5-time, at the 4-time space. So I'm going to clear this out, get this out of the way, and then we will look at the score. So as long as we remember that we were both at the 4-time, we don't need this. We don't need the cabin market anymore, and we don't need the apple market anymore. They were both at 0 anyway, so I'll just put these out of the way. So I separated all the cards that I had claimed into the apple deck with the star, and then my starter cards. And Hastings only acquired 1. So that's pretty good. So we do not need these AI cards anymore. These can go. Let's look at Hastings' scoring. So he starts off with 1 card. 1 card only gets 1 point at the end of the game. Then Homestead Tracks ×4. So remember, both our wagons made it to the ×4 place. So he is going to, if you look here, in this module, since you have this track, you count this as 1, 2, 3. Okay? So this will be 3, 3, and those will both be ×5, or 4, I'm sorry, I keep saying 5. So it'll be 12, so we'll do 12 plus 12. This is 4, so that's 16, plus 20, plus 16. And let's see if I can move the camera and show you what I'm doing here. I'm just tallying up a score right here, trying to keep everything on camera best I can. Next, we check his gold and pair of boots tokens. They're each 1, so it's 9 and 5. So that would be another 14. So 14, boom. And then animal towels would be negative, so he's going to get a -6. So that helps a little bit. And then we already did the apple tracks. So the next would be his cabins. Now, if we do not fill up our board, we'll get negative points at the end of the game. If for some reason the way the cards went and the way we had the mule and the game went too quick or whatever, and he never got any cabins, he would not get negatives. But he gets 3 points for each one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for cabins. So 6 times 3 would be 18. So plus 18. I'll write down here 6 cabins. I like to sometimes make notes of like all the extra resources and stuff so I kind of get an idea. So for instance, this game, I know that I spent 3, maybe 4 gold, way more than I needed to. I have way too many resources. Now, if I could have gotten another turn and used some of these actions like this, then those resources would have helped. But this time they did not. So, okay, so I think that is all for his scoring. So let's look at what I would get. So start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I already wrote all this down, but I just thought I would show you. That would be 35 plus 5 would be 40. So I start off with a nice score of 40 points. Then, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 gold. Then we're going to do this. This will be 4. This will be 12. This will be 20. This will be 3 times 4 is 12. And this will be 20. So that helps. And then the boots. I have 2 tokens. And remember, these don't earn me points. They just block the negatives. But I will get -3 because I forgot to trap that beaver that one turn when I got 1 extra piece of wood that was unnecessary, unneeded. Alright, let me double check, make sure that is all of the scoring items and see how we did. So according to my calculations, I have 117 and Hastings had 107, which means I would have technically won the game. Now there are different, you could say for instance, have him start with the mule or give him the bear animal tile face up. I guess there's less bear trapping cards and so that's the most rare. I don't know. 5 points per cabin instead of 3. 2 points per gold. 2 points per boot token. Or he starts with his wagon further down. I've never had a problem with him reaching the end of the track with the wagon. But, for instance, he had 9 gold and 5 boots. That would be 16 points right there. Now, neither one of those by themselves would have beat me. But if both those were worth an extra point, he would have beat me. He had 6 cabins, so you add 2 more points to that, would be 12. He would have beat me. So if you increase the difficulty, depending on what difficulty rating I went at, he would have beat me. But even at the cabins, even if we give 2 extra points, that'd be 12 extra points for the cabins. I forgot to trap the beaver, which I caught midway through my turn and thought about retrofitting, and I didn't. And I know I spent at least 3 gold more than I needed to, maybe even more. I don't like to, if I have all that gold set in there, I don't like to have no resources. But yeah, so there's at least 6 points right there. But anyway, there is the Sierra West Apple Hill module. I will tell you that learning the game, get the game out, set it up, go through the book. You've seen me play, so you know kind of how it works, right? You get an explanation of all the icons, then you get the in-game scoring, basic summary, but then you get the modules. Each module has its own individual page, then more icons, then a turn order reference, then more changes in play based on single player and scoring for single player and stuff like that. So, and sometimes you do have to flip back a few pages to find out what was that icon again and how does it work, like single player and timing and stuff like that. But honestly, once you've played a couple of rounds, it's not that bad. It's just teaching new players. And if I haven't played in a while, I have to get the book out. Myself, I have to set it up and be like, oh, yeah, I remember now. You do have to learn the icons. But I think it's a great game. Like I said, in the unboxing or re-unboxing, if you saw that, I believe I paid like $12 for this used. That's ridiculous. It is 4 game mode modules that you can choose from. Variable difficulty with the AI. Really cool card combination. They even say like if you're playing with, you want a little bit more of an advanced game, because when you're doing these 3 cards, everybody at the table could arrange their 3 cards at the same time. They said if you want a little bit of an advanced strategy to feel like you're in more control, draw 4 cards. Choose the 3 you want, save the other card, and then each turn you just draw a hand up to a hand of 4, choose 3. So you constantly have more choices. It would slow the game down, but everybody's doing this card action at the same time. And then everybody has their, let me clear my board. Everybody has their 2 people at the campfire. So when somebody's getting ready to take their turn, they're taking their turn, and before they pass, they have to tell everybody, says, hey, I have this animal showing, or hey, you need to look, and then you have to decide, do I want to trap their animal or trap this person's animal, or follow, maybe this person's going up a track, I don't want to So because you can only do each action once, and if you go here, you cannot go here. Remember, once you go below the campfire, that is this action for that turn, and then they go up here to explore. So you really want to, if possible, get those animals trapped as early as you can, following other players' play, so that then you only have to use one of these to get those resources, and then you can use your huts. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot to this game. It's really cool. Lots of variability. Like I said, you can change up the modules. You can change up the way you play. Change up the difficulty of the AI scoring. It's really cool. Really fun. I enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. I hope it helps you learn the game, or puts it in your radar if you're looking for a game to finish out an order or something. It's really a great game, just because it's a little old, a little hard to learn, and a bit of a table hog. But anyway, if you've made it this long, thanks again for watching. Come back, watch some more videos. Now that I'm feeling better, I'm hoping to get more on the channel, but that's it for me today. Thank you so much. Y'all take care. Be safe. Stay healthy. God bless you. And take care of each other. And I hope to see you back here real soon for another game.